Halloween. You know, the one with the guy in the white mask who walks around and stalks babysitters?
20 minutes later.
When I think about movies that are just perfect, not just horror movies, but movies in general, Scream, released in 1996, is always at the top of my list. It's clever, funny, terrifying, and somehow, it still feels fresh almost 30 years later. And look, I'll admit it, when I first watched Scream, I had some misconceptions thanks to Scary Movie. Like,
It's close, man. Oh, Cindy, that nightgown. That was close. God.
I genuinely thought Drew Barrymore's character said her boyfriend was big and black.
Or else what?
Or else my boyfriend's gonna be here any minute, and he's black and he'll kick your ass.
But nope, that's just from Scary Movie. But that's what makes Scream so fascinating. It's so iconic that even its parody has become part of its legacy. So today we're breaking down why Scream isn't just a great horror film, it's a perfect movie, period.
You see, Sid, everybody dies but us. Everybody dies but us. We're gonna carry on and plan the sequel, because let's face it, baby, these days, you gotta have a sequel.
The thing that sets Scream apart is how effortlessly it balances comedy and horror. It's a slasher film that isn't afraid to laugh at itself. Like Take Two, Matthew Lillard's performance is one of my favorite parts of the movie. He's chaotic, unhinged, and somehow hilarious even when he's literally bleeding out.
Hello?
Oh, Stu, what's your motive? Billy's got one, the police are on their way. What are you gonna tell them?
Peer pressure. I'm far too sensitive.
That line lives rent-free in my head. It's ridiculous, but it works, because the film knows when to lighten the mood without undercutting the tension.
Fuck! Fucking hit me with the phone, Dick!
And then there's Randy. He's the movie nerd in all of us, breaking down the rules of surviving a horror film. Don't have sex. Don't say, I'll be right back.
I'm getting another beer. You want one? Yeah, sure. I'll be right back!
You see, you push the laws and you end up dead.
It's funny because it's true, and it's the kind of meta-commentary that made Scream feel so ahead of its time.
How close were you to the victim?
Real close. Until the roofies wore off. Then she woke up talking about pressing charges, so I just pulled my tongue out of her ass and left.
What would have been your last words to Drew?
Run, bitch! Run!
Let's talk about Scary Movie. If you were a kid in the early 2000s, there's a good chance you saw Scary Movie before Scream. That was definitely me. I watched Scary Movie first, and for years I thought I understood Scream because of it. I didn't. The opening of Scary Movie is a direct parody of Scream, down to the popcorn on the stove. But instead of terror, we get absurdity. Like Carmen Electra running through sprinklers in her underwear, or grabbing a banana instead of a knife to defend herself. But here's the thing. Scary Movie works because Scream is so iconic. Every beat of that opening scene is seared into our brains, so when Scary Movie twists it into absurd comedy, it lands perfectly. The fact that Scary Movie pulls so much from Scream is just a testament to how ingrained Scream had already become in pop culture. And honestly, I can't even be mad about the mix-ups. Both movies hold up in their own way. But if you've only seen Scary Movie, do yourself a favor and watch Scream. Trust me, it's a whole different experience.
What's your favorite Scary Movie?
I don't know.
You have to have a favorite. What comes to mind?
Halloween.
Now, let's talk about Drew Barrymore. In 1996, she was the biggest star in Scream. The marketing revolved around her. She was on the posters, in the trailers. She was the face of the movie. So imagine the shock when she's killed off in the first 15 minutes. Her death isn't just shocking, it's genius. It tells the audience right away that no one is safe. It flips the typical slasher formula on its head. Drew absolutely kills it. But for real, her performance in that short time is unforgettable, from her panic on the phone to her heartbreaking final moments. It's easily one of the most iconic openings in film history.
Name the killer in Friday the 13th.
Jason!
I'm sorry. That's the wrong answer.
What makes Scream so special is that it's a love letter to the horror genre. The movie doesn't just reference classics like Halloween or Psycho, it weaves them into its DNA. Wes Craven and Kevin Williamson knew their audience. They weren't just making a horror movie, they were celebrating horror. From the killer's nod to Friday the 13th in the opening scene, to the way the plot plays with audience expectations, Scream is packed with Easter eggs for genre fans. But what really makes Scream rewatchable is the little stuff. The things you don't catch the first time. Like, have you noticed how Billy and Stu interact before the big reveal?
Sydney!
see? Couldn't have been me. I was in jail. Remember?
Billy's glances, Stu's smirks. It's all there if you're paying attention. The chemistry between Skeet Ulrich and Matthew Lillard is electric. And on repeat viewings, you can see just how much fun they're having playing these characters. It makes their reveal as the killers so much more satisfying. Scream isn't just a great horror movie, it's a perfect movie. It's funny, scary, smart, and endlessly rewatchable. Whether you're a die-hard horror fan or just love a well-crafted story, Scream delivers on every level. So next time someone asks you, what's your favorite scary movie? You know what to say, and hey, if you thought Drew Barrymore said her boyfriend was black, you're not alone. Anyway, thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe and let me know in the comments. What's your favorite scary movie?
I want drama, wanna make a scary movie. Rappers coming in with their team and carry toolies.
You can jump right out of the screen and barely move.
We all here, directing and starring in it.
The one man on the planet that'll drive off of the Grand Canyon, hop out of a Grand Am and land in a handstand. Any man planning a battle will get snatched out of his clothes so fast that it looks like
an invisible man standing.
I'm headed for hell. I'd rather be dead than in jail. Bill Clinton, hit this.